Hello, I'm Jeff Stanley with Standley Handcrafted, and today we're going to be talking about how to separate yourself or make yourself a little bit more unique in the candle business or the candle game. Now, I got this question earlier and I wanted to take it in a couple different ways, and it's basically about how to set yourself apart, how to blend different fragrance oils, and kind of wanted to go into detail about how to do that. Now, if you're just starting out with candles, it doesn't take you too long to realize that when you start going, you're gonna find out that pretty much everybody is doing real similar things. You'll notice if you're watching this video, you've been watching them for a while and you're in the candle groups, you're gonna notice that a lot of people use the same fragrances, the same suppliers, the same waxes, the same oils, the same wicks. So it's really hard to separate yourself out. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't have a successful candle business with those exact same supplies, because you absolutely can. There are a lot of big companies out there that use the exact same jars that that definitely I use. I can name a couple different companies that are very large that use these exact same jars that I use, the same lids. And how they're gonna separate themselves is probably through their oils and through their waxes. So this is probably one of the biggest things that you can do is basically getting a jar and lids and everything like that. And if you can find custom stuff, you're gonna set yourself apart very quickly. But even if you can't get custom jars, because they do get very expensive, especially if you start ordering through Alibaba and some wholesale supplier sites like that, when you start getting into those, you start getting minimum order quantities, or MOQs is what you'll find out. And you have to order a certain amount to get, they're very good prices, but you're gonna have to order a couple thousand of them. So when you're first starting out, a lot of people just don't have the money to put into 4,000 or 5,000 jars that will absolutely set you apart. So you can do that in other ways. So there are definitely ways that you can get around that and kind of set yourself apart so that you can set yourself apart from the other people in the candle business. And one good way of doing that is creating your own custom blends of fragrance oils. Now, a lot of people will do this right off the bat, but a lot of people just don't know that you can mix the fragrance oils. After you start doing it for a while, just because it becomes common sense, but a lot of people ask that question, and you can definitely mix your oils. And this is a great way to really set yourself apart. I have a lot of fragrances that I blend myself, from very basic combinations like cinnamon vanilla to a little bit more complex ones where I'm using 3 or 4 different fragrance oils to mix one that goes in a candle. So mixing your own fragrance oils and coming up with your own custom blends is a great way to set yourself apart. And you can really set that distance further ahead the more you mix them. So obviously, if you mix something like cinnamon vanilla, any other candle maker or anybody that comes by is gonna know what it is. It's cinnamon and it's vanilla. Even if you name it something different, which is another good way to set yourself apart, a lot of people can really pick those fragrances out. A lot of experienced candle makers can go through and basically see what your notes are, and an experienced candle maker is going to know exactly what you're using. So not that that's a bad thing, but if you want to make it a little bit more difficult for people to find out what custom blends you're using, or just to make sure that your customers have a fragrance that they're not going to be able to get from somebody else, you're going to want to kind of fine tune those blends. And not that you need to mix 7 or 8 oils together, but the more oils you mix together in the different ratios. So if you're doing a 50-50 blend of cinnamon vanilla, you could take that into like a driftwood sage vanilla, and you mix that however you want to. So you could do 25, 25, and 50 to come up with your 100% blend. And I don't know if that's gonna smell good. I just picked three random fragrances to pick that one. So if somebody wants to try that, try it out. And if you're just starting out mixing your oils, a lot of people don't know what to mix. That's where a lot of experimentation comes in, but experimentation can get expensive as well. So one thing I like to tell people is go to some of the candle websites that are already out there, already well established, and you can kind of pick and choose or pick out what they're using based on the notes and the scent descriptions that they usually have on the website. So if you have something like a Yankee candle or something like that, you can usually go to their website and they'll show you a list of ingredients or a list of scents that are in their candle. So if you want to break that down and you notice something like, I keep going back to vanilla, but vanilla, some type of a floral, some type of a musk, like a sandalwood, you might be able to pick those out and see maybe what they're using, and then you'll take those 3 scents and blend them yourself. And doing some research like that on a few different websites or candles that you like will help cut down on some of the costs, so that you're not blending like 7, 8, 5 or 6, whatever amount of oils, only to find out that it smells terrible. And then of course, another way to set yourself apart is to come up with your own specific names for your candles. So if you have something that's just a basic lavender, everybody's gonna know what that is. So if you don't want somebody copying your fragrance, you're gonna wanna come up with your own name for that. And not only can you set yourself apart with fragrance oils, but you can also do it with your wax blends. A lot of people, when they first start out, they're using a single blend of, not even a blend of wax, they're using a single wax, like a 464, a straight paraffin, or a 6006, a blend. So again, if you wanted to set yourself apart even more than just a fragrance oil, you can come up with your own custom blends of wax too, which we'll get into in another video later down the road. So that's pretty much it. Just a couple quick ideas on how to set yourself apart and fragrance oil blending. If you'd like to have me go into more information, or if I glossed over something with the fragrance oil blending, please let me know in the comments down below. I'll try to cover it in another video or answer it in the comments if it's just a quick question. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And of course, you can reach me through the email that's down below, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and of course the DIY Facebook group, which I also have linked down below as well. We'll see you next time, and thank you for watching.